Good night, everyone. Tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Summer J. Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you a little show news and a word on tonight. And we got good news right here. UAW, the strike is had ended. It's the GM General Motor, UAW, United Automobile Workers. So GM and UAW reached a deal. Reached an agreement. Now, they both reached an agreement today, just days after the union expanded its strike against the automaker. Now, GM was the last big three automobiles to reach a deal with the union, and that's great. Because we still have other strikes going on with the union. It's an international union. It's one of the largest and most diverse unit in North America, with members in every section of the economy. So now this strike was against all three big American car manufacturers. So now the strike had ended and they reached agreement, and that is great. They reached agreement, and three big automobile um, reach a deal. You know, so that was great. That was great because we have other we have two war going on. We got Israel, Hezbollah, excuse me, and we got Russia and Ukraine. Now these two wars here, have to come to an end, and I pray that they come to some kind of agreement. We got UAW and General Motors. They came up with an agreement. They're willing to move forward. So we have these two war here. Israel has and you got Russia and Ukraine. Have to come to some kind of agreement. So you can move forward. So I had put this out before when the strike had started. Uh, I think that was last month. Okay, so I do have some tools of perseverance. In the mix of suffering, in the mix of suffering, and it's something a lot of people may not be in a storm, but they got some people are in the storm and may need these tools to go on. So in the mix of a storm will take patience and faith and hope. You know, a storm will take patience. You got to have a strong faith, and it will take hope. You got to keep your hope alive because that's the only thing that keep you going. So you will endure hardship and experience losses in your storm, and God will test your faith. Your faith produce your faith will produce perseverance. You see, like Joe, God was testing Joe's faith. A lot of time when you in there a long time, sometimes God will test your faith. When Satan come up with ideas, that I want to do this and do that to your servant, and sometimes God will say yes, but he ain't gonna tell Joe, he ain't gonna tell us, you know, I'm gonna allow you to be in here, but I'm gonna be testing your faith, and I'm gonna test how faithful you are to me. And that's what he was doing with Joe. So blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord had promised to those who love him. So in our pain and suffering, we have to be confident of this, that he who begin a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. So when God start a good work in you, ain't no stopping, ain't no turning around. You know, you're gonna finish to completion. You know, your pain. and suffering may come from spiritual warfare or losses, in an ongoing, situation. But in the mix of it, we still have to run this race and complete. You can be weak and everything else. You got to complete your race. See, Jesus ain't left until his mission was completed, and he had to have witness for a couple of things that went on. That he died and he arose. He had his disciples for witness. Then it had to be witness again when God took him up. So this package also um is talking to myself too. All my focus was on my pain and suffering. See, a lot of time when you in your storm, we supposed to be focusing on God, meditating everything to God. But sometimes we get distracted, you know, of our pain and our suffering, the trial, the situation, everything that's going on. We focus on that when we're not supposed to put all our focus on it. And I couldn't hear or see anything because of all the attacks. Taking a stone, longer because I was so busy trying to survive every day. Instead of turning it over to God. You know, and see, a lot of time you're stoned. You'll feel like you're by yourself, but all we have to do is turn it over to God. We have to turn over to God. I was just in my pain and suffering. You know, when you're in your pain and suffering and you're not meditating or trying to connect with God, you ain't gonna hear from him. You ain't gonna see nothing, hear from him, or nothing because your mind is so clouded out of what you're going through. Okay, so in all that pain and suffering, we will focus on God. And when we put our focus on Him, you can hear His voice. You know, because when you so much focus on your pain, your suffering, everything that's going on, you can't hear from God. Because your mind and everything that's not focused where you're supposed to be focused. Now every morning, I'm meditating. That don't mean I hear from God every day, but I'm clearing my mind. You clear your mind when you meditate, and you will be able to hear when He speaks. And you just said, "Speak, Lord." So we will focus on God in our storm. And if not, you will lose yourself in your storm. And that's what I did. First half of my storm, I lost myself in the storm, trying to do everything myself. Trying to do everything myself, fighting all these spiritual warfare and everything. Just trying to take care of everything myself. Just cutting up, and I just lost myself in the storm. And so I had to calm myself down. I had to realize what I'm supposed to be doing. So now I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Spiritual, you have to constantly meditate to clear your mind. If not, you cannot hear from God. So we will turn it over to God. You have to turn it over to God. And you try to handle everything for yourself, you're going to lose yourself. I lost myself in a storm, and a half a part of my stuff. When I'm supposed to lose myself in God. So who will lead us to our purpose? God is the one that's going to lead us to our purpose. That means you got to continue on meditating every day, until He speaks to us to give us instruction. So in all that pain and suffering, you will learn and grow in the mix of your storm. Because see, I done grown a whole lot in my storm. I may not be at 100%, but I done grown a whole lot in this storm. Like I said, the first half of my song, I lost myself in the storm trying to do everything myself. So you will not be perfect. I was not perfect. Every mess up was a learning process to pass on to someone else. So you may be emotional. My emotion was up and down. Your faith may wave, but you got to put that back on track. And you may be, like my emotion, it was up and down. Just don't stay in your emotion. You know, cause you're gonna have losses. You're gonna have all kind of stuff go on, and it's not good to hold it in. So at times, sometimes you have to let it out, but you cannot stay in your emotion. A lot of time I be so emotional, so certain stuff going on, but I have to let it out. But then when I let it out, then I go back focusing and get back into the spiritual realm. And they might be saying, "Oh, she bipolar." No, I'm a spiritual being, so I can't stay in my emotion. I have to keep it moving. It may look like bipolar, but you can't stay in your emotion. I have to start singing. I start doing something. If I no, she be just crying, and here she putting materials together, singing the music and everything else. That what we have to do. So your stone might be long, but be patient and wait on God. You know, and if you don't wait on God, see, God know when you're ready. I was just talking about that today. A lot of times we gonna set stuff up for ourselves, and we be like, "Oh, this taking too long," and get there and freeze up because you wasn't ready and prepared. You know, God know when you prepare and when you ready to take a stage. That just like Sarah. God said you're gonna be a mother of the nations. 20 years passed, she ain't had a baby yet. She started taking matters in her own hands and made matter worse. So sometimes it may take a long time. But we still have to wait on God. And if we don't, you know, it's like the situation, you freeze up, not being prepared. Just like Sarah, she took the slave girl to have sex with her husband. And then a lady like, "I'm not giving you my baby. I'm taking care of my baby." And see that was she messed up. So then she got to cry and pray to God to give her own baby. Where she was supposed to wait to get her own baby in the first place. And that's how it is when we don't wait on God. So you may deal with spiritual warfare. The main thing is your mind to win. Everything's about your mind when you're in a spiritual battle. You know, it's all about your mind. And that's the main thing I fight for. My mind. Every day I fight for my mind to wake up in the morning and still be in a good state of mind. Because without your mind, you will lose. You will lose. You know, so you will win. So God also don't want you to doubt. You know, your battle might be so long, and you start doubting. Your face start waving. You start losing hope. Hard for you to visualize. Hard for you to dream. You got to fight to dream because the battle is so long, and you done got so weak and drained, till you can't even dream. So that's why I had started meditating every morning. So I could try to get my vision and dream back on track, you know. And you got to get you, sometimes you lose your fight in your stuff. Like I said, you lose yourself, you lose your fight. You got to try to get all that back. You have to get your fight back, your fire back. You got to get all that back because you're going to lose it. Especially when you're in a long storm. So in the mix of your storm, you have to smile and find happiness some kind of way. A lot of time, you know, I put a smile on and be happy, for that moment. But we have to be like that all the time to keep our energy up. You know, we got to find happiness. So a lot of time, I'm playing my music. I be tired and drained sometimes, but still trying to sing those songs. Sing them songs and the words. You gotta pick them songs with the good words and that will lift you up. You know, uh, and good thing, I'm a spiritual healer, so I know how to get tools together to try to heal myself. It's taken a long time, but I'm doing it. Yeah, I've come a long way. I know how to heal myself with different situations that's going on. I know how to calm myself down. I know how to do all that. Because if you don't know how to heal yourself, you know, everything, you will lose your mind, you will go crazy and everything else. I have a lot of people tell me on my page, you know, you healing yourself, you working on yourself, and you doing a good job. Because I come a long way to who I was before I got in this stuff. You know, your your mind is the first thing you have to keep intact. And you know how you can do that? Feed your mind with God's word every day. I read this Bible every day. And all these words that's in this Bible, you speak it, it's powerful. And that will keep your mind intact when you constantly keep feeding that word every day. You know, and throw everything at you. When everything is coming at you grab that Bible. You start praying. You start reading. But never give up. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care what keep on throwing at you. Don't never give up. Don't never give up. Sometimes you might get tired praying. Sometimes you can be praying and just be dozing off. But you got to keep on praying until you have a good prayer to God. You know, if you doze off to sleep while you're praying and you just lay down and go to sleep, that ain't no good prayer. You got to keep on fighting that sleep until you pray properly. And same thing with reading. I read the scriptures I'm supposed to read every morning. If I don't read it, catch it in the morning. I read Psalm 23 and 91 before I go to bed. We have to constantly do this here. We have to constantly stay focused, on our purpose, that word, and praying and being connected with God. And meditate and renew your strength. It will clear your mind. Once your mind is clear, then God able to start speaking to us. But never give up. Keep pressing your way through. It may be hard. It may be hard, but keep moving forward. See me, I never stop. It can look like I'm losing. I'm still working, never stop. So don't never stay mad or angry. So now God said, He stay angry just for a moment. And that's how we have to do. So sometimes you're going to get angry. Just like I said, we're not perfect. We might get angry. Anytime God gets angry, but He just angry for a moment. And that's how we supposed to be. We're not supposed to be mad for 10 hours the next day after that. We're supposed to be mad for a moment. You know. Sometimes God may use our suffering to develop us into a better us. Because He know how to take our pain and suffering and turn it to something good. You've been wondering how God gonna do that. I don't think I could ever get over this. How He gonna renew us again? But He do. He does. He does. Just like this woman in Isaiah 54. She went through something. She was ashamed and everybody used to tease her and laugh at her. God changed her life all the way around. She wasn't able to have no children. Back then, if you ain't had no children, you get laughed at. You get criticized. So it was like that, just like Sarah. She wanted a baby so bad. She seen all the slave girl and everybody else with babies, and she wondered why she couldn't have none. So her life, her husband wanted to leave her. The neighbors, everyone kept on laughing and teasing her. You know, but God can turn your life around. God took her sadness and turned it to laughter. But God showed her, You because God told her she was gonna have uh God had His angel to tell Sarah she gonna have a baby at this time next year. You know what she did? She laughed. So God turned her laughter into laughter, her sadness into laughter. Because she wanna laugh because she didn't believe. So just sometimes God may use our suffering to develop us into a better us. One, grow in your stone. I did. You got to grow in your stone. You got to learn. If you make a mistake is a learning process. So two, keep a strong faith. So three, dream to keep your hope alive. I have to fight sometimes. But I don't stop until I dream. Because at one time I was just so tired and burnt out. I let it slide for 2, 3 days, one time a whole week, and then they had to tell me you're not dreaming no more. By our spiritual being, we have to keep our vibration up, and with keeping that up, uh, dream. We have to dream high. We got to visualize. And when you're in a long storm and you just drained and you're tired, you can't even dream no more. And I ain't never thought that was possible. I have to fight to dream and visualize, you know, and until it come through. So folks, because you may lose hope, you got to keep your hope alive. Your hope will keep you going. Your hope is your dream. Dream of your future, because a lot of time when I dream, it look and feel so real. So that will keep your hope alive. Just keep on dreaming, keep on visualizing. That's what I do every day now. You know. So five, never give up. No matter how hard your storm is, no matter how long it is, don't never give up. Keep pressing your way through. Because see, guess what? The devil gonna throw all kind of stuff at you. But guess what the devil doing? The devil right there in the corner. He waiting for you to fall down. He waiting for you to give up. He waiting for your mind to go bad. The devil just sitting right there in the corner, waiting for all these things to happen. So you got to keep on being strong. Keep your strong faith. You can pray to God for strength, or you constantly keep meditating. It will build your strength back up. You know, you have to you have to don't give up, because like I say, the devil is staying right there in the corner, waiting for you to fall down, waiting for you to fail, you know, waiting for your mind to go back. The devil is just waiting. So you got to prove to the devil that you ain't going nowhere. You ain't gonna fall down. And if you fall down, you're gonna get back up. So, and God don't like for you to doubt. He tell me that all the time. We have to believe in God's plan, and we have to trust Him in His plan. So we have to have a strong faith. You have to have a strong faith. Eight. Always complete what you start. I know when I first got in this song, I'm always, I'm a good creator. I'm always creating something and starting something. But then I just stop. We did the preparation and everything, and I just stop. Don't never do that. You have whatever you start, you have to finish. So what I do now, when I start something, I've completed. Complete what you start. Don't never stop. Don't never ignore it. You know, you have to complete what you start. So come out of your stone being more than a conqueror. I know I done been through, still going through the fire. And I know I done carried Jesus' cross. I done carried that cross. So remember that God is our peace, and joy in the mix of our storm. We have to constantly keep calling on God in our storm. You know, so you may come out with scars, you know, losses, you know, down, down in weight, so all these things may happen. You gonna come out with scars because all kind of stuff gonna go on. Look at Joe. Joe lost everything, but he came out of that stone, you know. So you ain't gonna come out of this stone perfect, you know. You're gonna come out of this stone with some kind of scars. And I'm not talking about physical scars all the time. Emotional scars, scars that you done lost everything, that you done went through so much, you know. So when you gonna come out, don't think you're gonna come out looking like Hollywood. I mean, keep up with yourself. I still be trying to keep up with myself. I still have chores and everything I have to do. I still have to work. I still have to take care of business. I still have to take care of errands. Still got to keep the house clean. And I don't have no strength. And still in the stone. But you got to still do what you need to do. You got to still keep up with yourself. Don't come out of the stone look like you been in a stone. That's just like Joe. His friend couldn't even recognize him because he wasn't taking care of himself. Don't y'all be in a stone, come out of the stone and looking like you done been through the fire. Still keep up with yourself in the stone. Okay, so that's the tools preservers, in the mix of your stuff. You know, we have to wait. We have to wait on God. You're going through that pain and you're suffering. So this was the tools that I'm using right now and able to pass on. So and we did talk about two big old companies been fighting, trying to negotiate, on matters, and went on a strike. But good news, good news that they came up with an agreement, to move forward, and then I have two other situations in war, with the same situation that they need to communicate and have a talk, so they can come to some kind of agreement also. So both wars can go to come to an end. So Israel has them, Russia and Ukraine. They have to have some kind of conversation. They got to have some kind of agreement. So so this here war can come to an end. So that's all the word and news I have for you on tonight. You know, take on these tools for being in a hard and long storm. You know, don't focus on yourself too much. You have to focus on God because if you overwhelm yourself, you're gonna lose yourself in the storm, and we have to lose ourselves in God. You know, so y'all have a blessed and safe night, and I see y'all in the next video.